New Astraeos creature revealed, major server and client update, and insane changes to the Astraeos loot table. Hello Dodo crew, it is Frodo and welcome to your new regular ARK news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe and share. Let's get into it. Boratos, announced for this summer, is no typical forest beast. This giant is almost twice the size of a Daeodon and can fell trees with its massive tusks. While literally setting itself on fire, it ignites its fur and tusks to perform explosive attacks that engulf its enemies in flames. This creature is based on a concept by Dragonheart, the creator of Arkology, and brings a new kind of heat to Astraeos. Dragonheart is known for mods, such as the Bastion Beetle and various other remakes of already known and unknown creatures. The Dracophusis was featured in a season of Arkpocalypse some time ago, which was quite fun to roam around Aberration with. The new Boar looks a bit like a mix of the Pyromane and the Daeodon to me. Boars appear very often in the Greek mythology, including this one in the Caledonian Boar Hunt, which may even hint the new name of the last island. Could it be Caledonia? What do you think? Of course, it will be a while before we see the new creature in action, but could it be that we'll get the next Astraeos update this summer? And with it, this new creature? I think the design looks good and I'm curious to see what this creature is all about. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to tease a new creature when existing bugs haven't been fixed. Talking about existing bugs, it turns out that Wildcard is currently doing everything it can to fix the problems on Astraeos. And so update after update is being released to fix the bugs. And it turns out that the existing fixes to the Astraeos OSD and beacons have introduced more bugs than was initially expected. You may have already noticed that the changes to the loot table have not been working properly, as they were not implemented correctly, and there were issues with the items that were dropped. Starting with the fact that they had removed low-tier loot, such as stone structures from the OSDs, and at the same time added a lot of high-tier saddles. Now changes have been made so that the stone structures drop again, and the saddles have actually been added, and it wasn't just said. And now you can really get the saddles you need in the different OSDs again. So from now on, it is really worth doing OSDs on Astraeos again. Nekatus's maps are usually quite high quality, and as you saw in my last stream, there are very few rat holes, but there are also a few mesh holes here and there, and these have now been closed, and if you continue to use them, you risk being banned. In addition, the weather and temperatures have been fixed, as from time to time it was so hot on the new island that you simply had no chance of surviving. And more on that, the new Minotaur mini-boss was a pretty good way to farm loot, until now, as there were a few tricks in the arena to easily take down the boss with a shotgun from a safe spot or to shred him with Deinonychus and bleed damage. This has been fixed and now the Minotaur is a challenge again, which makes loot farming a little worse on Pyrantos. Many of you also had the problem that you couldn't do the Hydra boss, because every time you spawned in the arena you fell through the floor and disappeared into the nether until you and your creatures died. Wildcard has heard you and fixed the bugs, so from now on everyone should be able to try the new boss. And as compensation for the servers being offline for so long, the Evo event is still running with increased rates to compensate for the downtime. The servers are now stable and you can enjoy the Evo event until the 9th of March. I don't think it's enough to smooth the negative voices, as an Evo event lasting just under 2 weeks for the servers being offline for several days and progress being reset seems too little for me. Even though I don't think the rates should be any higher, as this would further compromise the stability of these servers. I think Wildcard should perhaps sit down and consider whether they should organize a second small event for the community, so that they can catch up to the lost progress. And yes, we all know that building software is often a difficult process, plagued with deadlines, unreasonable management decisions, and it's good that we at least get compensation. But honestly, it happens too often that when we get a big ARK update, the question is not will something break, but rather what will break. And somehow with every update, this nags on the community. And yes, it's funny joking about what the next problem will be, and we can all laugh about it. But in the long run, it would be good if there were updates again where not everything is broken afterwards, and there really should be a plan to ensure that updates cause less damage in the future. Because in the end, the trust of the community suffers as a result. And last, this week the ARKpoc servers were wiped, which means that if you want to start a new wipe, now is the best time to do so. This season is mod free and runs until April the 3rd. I hope you liked this video and I'm thrilled to read if this video has helped you. Hit the like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm and consider subbing to the channel. Alright, Frodo.